friends, I'm back with another Q&A video, and today we are talking about love, money, and relationships. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl. I've been sharing a lot of personal information over the past 10 years on the internet, and well, not gonna stop anytime soon. Today, let's get into weddings, joint accounts, prenups, and future plans. These are kind of the big, juicy conversations that come up when you're trying to build a life together with someone. And I'm sharing what has worked for me and my partner, Jacob, so far, as we are currently affianced. Question 1, have you and Jacob picked a date? Are you budgeting for the wedding? Yes, we have picked a date. It's our anniversary, which is June 6th of 2026 is what we're currently planning for right now, though we don't actually have anything completely booked yet. I spent most of 2024 renovating this place, and he proposed in late December of 2023. So we've been engaged for about a year and a half now. And honestly, I didn't really even start wedding planning until this year because I was so burnt out from the reno last year. We want to do kind of a micro destination wedding in summer of 2026. And we wanted to do something a little bit far out so that we could plan for it without all the stress, save up for it. We're also paying for it ourselves and only want to spend money on what we want to spend on. Wedding budgets can spiral out of control really fast, and I am nothing if not a cheapskate, so I do not plan on letting that happen. Question 2, are you having a big wedding or keeping it small? We are having like a tiny wedding, micro, possibly only about 5 people other than us or around that number. We really want it to feel intimate, but also we don't have a lot of close family and our friends are all kind of scattered to the wind, and it doesn't feel great to ask them to spend so much money to come watch us say I do. We would kind of rather keep it about the 2 of us. Something small, meaningful, exactly what we want. Do I have any budget-friendly wedding tips, DIY, secondhand finds? We're planning on keeping it pretty simple and low-key. I also plan to not do a bunch of DIYs since it's going to be a destination wedding, and I don't want to haul stuff to an island. I am willing to spend money for things that I find really valuable. A college friend of mine eloped at a destination resort about a decade ago, and she still loves it, has no regrets. So we're considering doing something like that. We're also looking at resorts that offer a complimentary wedding planning package, etc. if you stay so many nights. Honestly, that kind of sounds like a dream. Take a lot of things out of my hand, leave it to the professionals, but not have to pay for all of these people from different places to come in and work together. I'm also wedding dress shopping, and there is already a video up on this. There might be 2, depending on where we are when this one gets posted. And let me tell you, being plus size makes it so much harder. I really don't want to drop a small fortune on a 1 to 2 time use dress to being like, we'll probably crop it for anniversaries or something like that. So I'm looking in person, I'm looking online, I'm looking secondhand. I might spend $200, I might spend $2,000, but probably not more than that. I want to make sure that I feel like me and beautiful, but we're not going crazy here. I won't be spending a mortgage payment on a dress. Next question, are we planning on having kids, and did finances play into that decision? We are not planning on having kids. However, earlier in our relationship, we did consider it as a possibility. It's a choice that we made together and we feel really good about. We have our dogs, we're really engaged in our community, and we're building a life that we really enjoy. It's actually not about money. We could afford kids at the places in our careers and lives that we are, but both of us didn't have great upbringings, and we've done possibly more thinking than the average parent about what type of parents we would want to be, and the bar is really high. We also don't have a lot of family, especially locally, so there's no village that could kind of help us through this time of our lives if we were to have young kids. I think I'd be a good mom, and I know that Jacob would be a great dad, but I also think that making that choice would kind of subsume the rest of my life, and I don't think that I would really enjoy my life with kids that much. Is that selfish? Possibly, but I don't think you should bring kids into this world unless you are 100% certain that you have to have kids and that you are financially, emotionally, and everything else in every other kind of way prepared for it and them, and respect them as individuals, not just extensions of yourself. I think our lives will be a lot more joyous with just us and the dogs. We're very engaged in our community, and legacy can look like a lot of different things. Next question, do we plan on having a prenup? Absolutely. Everyone has a prenup. It's the default marriage and divorce laws in your state. Personally, I would rather follow a plan that I've created and Jacob and I have created for ourselves and not the default that the state gives us. One that we have prepared intentionally, looking out for each other. We're both really big believers in clarity, fairness, and protecting each other. A prenup, it's got a really bad rap. It's not preparing for divorce. It's making smart and loving decisions while you're at kind of like the apex of your love for each other. Calm and clear-eyed. Jacob actually already has a legal document with me. He has a lease because I own this house and our previous one by myself. It's worked out really great for us. I have a whole video on it if you're interested, and it makes us both feel more secure because we know what could happen if essentially the worst happens. Next question, how do Jacob and I handle money disagreements, and what is the plan for combining finances? So we talk a lot. We're very open about finances and communication about them. And we have kind of a hybrid system. Your money, my money, our money. And we plan to continue that. We earn different amounts. I earn more. I'm more of a saver, and he's still got student debt that isn't gaining any interest because he's in a PhD program, which we're very proud of him for. We also don't split everything 50-50. I own the home, so I cover the house expenses. We split groceries. On the dogs, we kind of split their expenses based on whose dog it is, who has extra money that month, and other stuff. He's kind of more of a buckets guy, whereas I, of course, am the line-by-line spreadsheet girly type. When we are married, we will likely combine more, but I firmly believe the woman should always have access to some money that is just hers. So it's not like I'm going to be signing over all of my accounts to him. And I would never expect him to do that same thing for me. We're also mid-30s and we've been handling our own money for most of our lives. So as long as there's like transparency and trust, I see no issue with us having both separate and combined accounts. He also doesn't really need to know how much money I spend on clothes, and I don't need to know how much money he spends on video games, as long as we also are both meeting our combined and individual financial long and short-term goals. I don't think anything good comes from like micromanaging each other's finances. Love and money are two of the most personal things in the world, and combining them takes intention, trust, and a lot of communication. There's not one specific right way to do it. It has to work for you and your partner. If you have thoughts, tips, or your own money setup that works for you in your marriage or partnership, I would love to hear about them below. Personally, I really like to learn about the way other couples do money. It gives me inspiration and topics of conversation to talk about Jacob with, because there's always room for improvement. All right, thank you guys for watching this one. Leave your questions below and I will see you in the next one. Bye.